hungry. I went to an old girls meeting about 3 years ago. And each girl was asked, each of the newer members was asked to stand up and say what they remembered of Hampton. And do you know, so many of them said they were hungry. I was never hungry at Hampton. And I've asked other girls who went, not in my time, but after me. They said no. We enjoyed the food. But they said they were hungry.
So what were some of the meals that you enjoyed back then?
Scones on a Tuesday. Lovely whole wheat scones that very few people can make. Shepherd's pie on a Thursday.
They tried to bring that back on. Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie was very nice. We enjoyed our little break with our crackers and
Yes.
I don't think we had anything to put on the crackers.
In our time we put tuna and corn on the crackers.
No, that was taken from your top box, the tuna and the...
Yeah, so it became a Hampton special for us. We bonded over tuna and corn.
But I've never, ever been hungry.
Interesting. I guess times have changed. So, Mrs.
Because I
Wilson.
have nothing else to think about except that.
No, I wouldn't say that times up because you did mention that when you, in the early days when you were part of HOGA, there was not much financial need back then. But I mean, the times have changed now because there's so much financial need now.
And there's so many children coming from the day school who probably have little or nothing.
Right. So that's what I mean when I said times have changed.
Yes.
What advice would you have for many old girls who are not a part of HOGA? What advice do you have for them in terms of why they should be a part of HOGA?
Because it keeps you in touch with the school. And I think that's very important. It's very important for them to be in touch with the school, especially since so many of them, so many of you today come from St. Elizabeth, and you leave there and you go to work somewhere else, and you should keep in touch with your school. You should.
So you say keeping in touch is very important.
It's very important, and also, I mean, it means that if you're living in another place besides St. Elizabeth, and you have children, it is a place to think about sending them, you know.
Very important.
I must tell you about a very interesting conversation I had one evening after GSAT came in. Is that Mrs. Wilson? Yes. Is your sister headmistress at Brownstown? Yes. Well, you can get your funeral clothes because she's going to be killed tonight.
Why?
I don't know what he's talking about. Anyhow, it appears that his child did not get a place.
Okay.
And she was up at the school by herself. So I phoned a friend and said, Juanita, don't let her sleep alone tonight. But just to show you how strongly the father felt about it, that he would have killed for it.
Going back to when you said students didn't get to leave as often for outing weekends, so I presume that, because in my time, you had students who came and left, I stayed, so I know to wash, do my own laundry, iron my uniform, that sort of thing, that really helped me. In your time, was that some of the things that
the laundry
girls...
was done.
Oh.
It was sent to a place called Hounslow.
Oh, okay.
It also in St. Elizabeth. I
I've
don't
heard that
think
name
many,
too.
yes, it's just a name we know of. And our laundry was done there. We never touched an iron board. So,
Well, some of the girls, I think in my time it was optional. Some people, you know, you did it yourself, or we had people who we sent it to, or some persons, their parents collected it, so there were options. No.
What's one Christmas tradition that you remember at Hampton?
we didn't have a Christmas tradition. You went home.
No, I mean, before, so before
yeah.
you left, you didn't have like
Carol
service?
service. Carol service.
Okay.
And readings,
And that was in the chapel?
readings in the chapel. Everything was in the chapel twice a day, you know.
Every day?
Everything.
So you had worship in the morning? Or
Not just prayers, just prayers.
just prayers, okay.
We and if there was any serious news, one girl died while I was at Hampton. We have never heard why, when, or where. We were called into the chapel and told. I have no idea what she died of.
So the chapel was a hallowed place?
Oh yes. And the Jewesses sat on the veranda. We only had 2 families of Jewesses. But it wasn't until I'm a big woman, married, carrying roof, I remember distinctly, that I'm working with John Crook Limited. And we were offering a transport for Jewesses. So I got this letter and I opened it, and it said, we'd like to come to Jamaica, but we'd like to know if there's any prejudice against Jews. And where could we stay? Well, I had never known there was such a thing as prejudice against Jews.
In Jamaica.
Yes, I never knew it existed anywhere. Because we must remember, we didn't have TV or So I was completely shocked. I went to my boss. I said, what does this mean? So he said, yes, there are some countries that will not allow Jews here, there, or everywhere. And I was really shocked. But the only thing with our Jewesses, I can't remember their special holidays. They have about 3 holidays that are very special.
So you mean back, well, 3
Always,
holidays are special. But so back then, the Jews sat on the veranda.
But they were always allowed to go home for these
Special holidays.
Special holidays. I don't remember what they were. And,
looking at, remembering your time at Hampton and, you know, how it is presently, is there anything that you see that you would introduce that's no longer there?
well,
You'd
the
love
thing
to bring
about
back
it
if
is
you
that
had that chance.
I haven't been back to the school.
For a
now.
while. Okay.
I really don't know what the children have. I know I hear some of the younger ones talking about what is it you would call it? Eating food in the dormitory.
Oh, no, it's not allowed. It's one of the misdemeanors that we
Oh,
get
it's
punished
a
for.
misdemeanor.
Yes.
Oh.
Certainly.
We weren't allowed to.
No, that still stands.
Couldn't have crossed down there.
Is there any word of advice that you'd give to them now, though? Anything that you'd like to say to them?
Not really, because I think you have a good headmistress now, and I think she's doing a good job. Your results are still very, very good.
That's true. That's commendable.
Very good. I don't know any member of staff except.
All right.
But you can tell me something. Do you have anything for the first 2 weeks of term? Do you have to go to the nurse and have your temperature taken?
No,
They didn't speak about that.
The only thing I remember is that before I entered Hampton during that summer, you did a medical to ensure that everything was in order, and if there was any distinct medical illness or ailment, you'd have that addressed. But going to the nurse, I think right now is completely voluntary, and it's not a requirement. So some persons have a different agenda.
So back then, for the first 2 weeks, are you saying everybody had
Yes,
to go?
and especially children from malaria parishes. Because your temperature was taken. Right? And,
Was it because of some illness that was?
no, I think it was to keep a check on the malaria children and if anybody else had brought in.
Okay.
There
What was the population like back then for you in terms of?
86.
Wow. The population nowadays is about
1,000, 1,200.
1,200.
When I started, it was 900 ladies, but now it's now over 1,200 students.
Schools are small.
All right, Mrs.
Well, I've
Wilson.
done well because
It was
I
very-
didn't think I could answer
You would
some of
not,
the
you would not, you
questions.
would not get to be other man. Certainly not. Mrs. Wilson, it was our absolute pleasure being here, talking to you. I feel very honored, very humbled, and we wish you all the very best. Continued good health as you continue to celebrate.
Thank you very much. And it was, when I got this, I said, well, I'm surprised I'm so man. I said, well, I don't have somebody else.
But it's, no, it's really, I hope that at 95 I will have a memory as sharp as yours.
Yeah.
And you know, because things happen, and so it's really good to be able to sit down and to speak to
Play
a
games
Hamptonian
and
who
eat
have gone.
right.
Play games and we'll bear that in
yes.
mind. You have the
And
formula
the oldest living Hamptonian that we know
that we know of.
That I know of.
That you know of, so we'll take your word.
Yes, I will take your word. That's good. Congratulations on your 95th birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, dear Kay. Happy birthday,
Banana.
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, dear Kay. Happy birthday. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. I got a birthday.
Good.
Go over the other side, you know.
Okay.
You're all excited.
Okay, on the count of,
Slow motion.
so you're gonna go so and she's gonna come so.
So we're all looking
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Mrs. Wilson, it is indeed our pleasure to be here today sharing in this very, very important milestone. We love you and we wish you all the best. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.